Hi, I'm Haifa. I'm half Egyptian, half Kuwaiti. I'm 24 years old and I'm living in Kuwait. I started wearing the hijab when I was 16. Um, Moved to the UK when I was 17, almost 18, for undergraduate studies. I lived in a small town called Air for 1 year. And let me just tell you, we were only 4 hijabis in that town that year. People were very nice to us. They didn't treat us differently. Actually, those that knew we weren't from Britain, they were extra nice and trying to accommodate us and everything. And everyone else just assumed we were British Muslims, and yeah, they treated us like they treated anyone else. I stayed with two different host families. They were both very nice, and the second family I stayed with, they were actually very religious Christians. And I remember during my exams, I was stressing out and all that, and the landlady would be like, "Oh, don't worry, I'll pray for you," and that was nice. After that 1 year, I moved down to Liverpool for the next 3 years. I had many friends from different backgrounds, and most of them were Muslim hijabis also. Um, we had like an Islamic society university, so many activities here and there. We were free to do whatever we want, just like anyone else. Speak out. We even had like an awareness week every Islamic awareness week every year. There was a prayer room provided to us by the university. During my 4 years in the UK, I had not experienced any discrimination whatsoever. Maybe airports were a bit nasty, but they were like that to everyone else, not just me. Yeah, it wasn't because I'm Muslim, it's just they had the procedure they needed to follow, and so that was alright, I guess. Um, if I don't think I ever came across anyone that randomly put up the word terrorist or anything, but definitely me and my friends would joke about it all the time. I don't know why, even though we never experienced such discrimination. Um, Even though people are well aware of different cultures and well accommodate Islam in their country, they weren't really aware of why we wore the hijab, and each one of them had different thought. I guess it's not part of the education, but nevertheless they didn't mind it because it's your belief and you can do whatever you want as long as you're not harming anyone. I went to the toilets once with a friend to fix my hijab. She was Greek, and when I took my hijab off, started fixing it up, she saw my hair and she was like, "Ooh, you have hair," and I thought that was very funny because she actually thought I was bald. After lunch once at university with my friend, I went down to the prayer room and two of my friends came along because they wanted to see how we pray. They thought it would be interesting to watch. They were amused. I suppose in the UK, people have nothing against Muslims, and if you ever encountered discrimination, it would be those skinheads that are not happy with any foreigners in their country. But they do exist, obviously. But I've never encountered one of them. I've been to Europe once while I was a student. I went to Rome with my sisters and friends, and we all wore the hijab. And people were very nice. That random people in the street would just say hi. One even stopped my sister and wanted to tell how pretty she was. So yeah, didn't experience that discrimination. If anything at all, people are extra nice to make you feel welcomed. Um, I suppose a lot of that goes back to the media that plays a great role, and I've noticed that BBC's, for example, play a lot of random documentaries about random things, So it keeps people well aware of what's going on and what's happening and what things are. Um, the news on also, if you sit down and watch the news, they don't give you that one side of the story. They both show you both sides, and it's up to you to make up your mind. So that's nice. I suppose after 9/11, people all around the world became more aware of Islam and Muslims. Terrorists are just terrorists. They do not represent Islam or Muslims in general. And I think of my experience in the UK, people are aware of that. I would just like to add that after my university years, I've become more confident with myself because I was in a place where I was different, yet I wasn't treated different. I was accepted the way I was. So, if anything at all, I've learned to accept others like I was accepted.